There's so much information out there. It can be hard to keep up. Like, what food's healthy and what should we avoid? With the holiday season coming up, we want answers.
Lucky for us, Dr. Natalie Gentile is here to bust some of those nutrition myths. Myths or myths, whatever you want.
You know,
it's fine.
It's fine. We're gonna go with it.
We're gonna make up some words today, but not facts. So we're gonna talk about this first one. Fresh fruits and vegetables are healthier than canned, frozen, or dried ones. Myth.
Yes. Yes, for every mom.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Get your frozen fruits and veggies. Some cases they might even be more affordable, and they are just as nutritious. And in fact, they're more shelf stable, right? So it's something that'll last longer. You won't have that produce going bad.
Well, and for a lot of things too, frozen fruits and vegetables, they're taking them at their peak, right, and then freezing them, so they're still very good.
Wait, really? I had no idea they were at their peak then.
Wow,
Yeah, they're at their best.
They're at their best, and then they freeze them.
Who doesn't want to be stuck at their best?
Exactly.
Yes, I love everything
immortal.
about this. Do it to me. Dehydrate me.
Throw them in the freezer.
There you go. Now, also fat. I feel like, especially now more than ever, I love that we're having a conversation about heart health and heart disease and how to, avoid it. But fat is something that I feel like everyone tries to stay away from.
Fat really gets demonized. So a couple of things about fat. The fat we're worried about is saturated fat. So let's get clear about that. Our monounsaturated fats, these are our good ones. But our saturated fat, when you look on a nutrition label, that's what we want to minimize. That's the one that's linked more to diabetes, heart disease development, fatty liver disease. Keep that around 10 to 12 grams a day, which will shock you when you start to pay attention to it, actually, right? That's not a ton.
Well, because even in some of your notes, you've said that some of these things, because they were trying to get away from this low-fat diet, they're actually adding in other things that are not good for you.
So fat makes stuff taste good, right? So if you're
sure
gonna have a
does.
low-fat product, you better make it taste good. Like we all grew up in the slim fast era, right?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Amongst a million other diets that we all grew up with. So some of those products, you're replacing it with sugar or with refined carbohydrates to make it taste better, but it's not like it's making it healthier.
Okay, so fat, real quick before we move on. Instead of like a heavier butter, we're going for an olive oil, avocado oil.
Sure, let's switch to some of our fat sources like avocados, nuts, seeds, right? That are better fat sources.
I'm so glad you brought that up, and this was not on topic for today, but even for me, we use butter instead of margarine. I'd rather use butter because I feel like it's a natural source of that fat, right?
I mean, that gets into the ultra-processed food discussion, right? Because if you see some of these things labeled as a healthier option, look past that and look at the ingredients label. Like if there's a ton of stuff in there that you can't really pronounce or doesn't make much sense, it's probably ultra-processed, which is not a great alternative.
Wow.
Right, okay. If you're eating a plant-based diet, will you get enough protein?
Yeah, I can actually say, as a plant-based diet person, yes, you will get enough protein. You just have to be conscious of it. So we're looking, again, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, different soy proteins like tofu, tempeh. You absolutely can get enough protein, and complete proteins at that.
Okay.
I want to live your lifestyle.
Yeah,
Don't
same.
you just want
Oh my, every single day.
every single day?
And I see her working out, and I'm like, yes, we love it, but you really fit it in, and you make it look like it's normal, like it should be,
and it should
it
be,
is.
and it's easy.
Yes, exactly. We've also heard some negative things about soy and breast cancer, which is very unfortunate because I feel like now more than ever there's so much fear-mongering happening.
There really is, and soy is often the target of that. I get this question all the time. Soy is not the enemy. Soy is not a cause of breast cancer. In some cases, soy can actually be protective and beneficial in reducing breast cancer risk. So, now more than ever, especially in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, it's important to know. Soy is going to be our edamame, our tempeh, miso, tofu, which isn't a lot of things, right? So we're not talking about processed so much as just like straight up soy products can be really good for you.
Yeah, you can tell how healthy I am. I was like, soy sauce. Soy sauce.
And so you're saying soy sauce?
Okay, so I
can eat it?
Soy sauce is good.
So it's in.
Let's move on
Got
before
it.
she realizes that.
Okay, and let's talk about this whole idea of calories in, calories out, that it's the most important factor for weight management, because at its core, it sounds simple and like it makes sense.
Certainly.
Is that a myth or is it true?
So that's part myth, part true. So early on in a weight loss, sure, a calorie deficit can cause early weight loss, but sustainable weight loss is a little bit different. And if you think about people who have been through diet cycling for year after year after year, their whole lives, they end up in a metabolic state that makes it really hard for them to lose weight later on, right? And so I have so many patients who are dealing with obesity in their 40s, 50s. They were diet cycling all through their 20s and 30s.
Right.
So that calorie deficit is not necessarily where we need to be as much as the quality of foods we're taking in and having it be coupled with other things, proper sleep, exercise,
all
the
of
whole
those
thing.
things. Yeah.
There you go.
Really good stuff. Thank you so much.
Well, I love the rapid fire.
I know. We got to do more of this. If you're interested in learning more about direct care physicians of Pittsburgh or Rebel Wellness, we'll have more information on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.